welcome back to another episode of To the Other Side. In today's episode, we're going to talk about this poem by John Dryden, which is called Hidden Flame. And well, as usual, we are going to give you a little bit of background of who the author is. So yeah, let's begin.
Okay, so John Dryden was an English poet, a critic, and a playwright active in the second half of the 17th century. He was best known as a satirist and England's first poet laureate. This proclamation or this position was given to him after writing the poem Annus Mirabilis in the 1667. Dryden was also so influential in the Restoration England that the period was known to many as the Age of Dryden. So he was important. In the 1680s, Dryden converted to Catholicism and set to work criticizing the Anglican Church, which ultimately lost him the position of poet laureate.
Okay, we also have a few facts about the historical context, of the England in the 17th century. And well, the first one was that, and you have to keep this in mind because it's very important for the analysis. So women had more saying in their marriage decision taken than male. And the second one is that at the time, male same-sex relationships were considered a capital offense. And the third one was that in general, well, it was a great repression time for both genders.
So this analysis, we wanted to call it the hidden flame, the real emotion repression. And well, in the analysis, we're going to see why it's called like this.
Okay, so the poem begins by saying, I feed a flame within, which so torments me that it both pains my heart and yet contains me.
Okay, so according to some critics, hidden flame is written from a female perspective. But how can we be so sure about that? First of all, we get why critics think this. The narrator of this poem is a woman, and it's because the receptor of this poem, she is referring to a man.
So we mentioned in the title the repression of the feeling, and one of the main reasons why we did this is because in the poem, the speaker, who is supposedly a young lady, is not able to express her love for this guy or this man that apparently she's really in love with. But if you remember the facts that we spoke about, it doesn't really make sense considering that at that specific time, women were encouraged to get married. So it would have been easier for her to approach him.
There's this constant need to hide this emotion throughout the whole poem. We got to think that the narrator is not actually a woman. I mean, it was a time of repression. How can a man be in love with another man? I mean, that should be here.
And also, it's not that easy to narrate from a different sex perspective. It takes time and expertise. And well, if you read the poem, it's very eloquent, it's very relatable as well. So if you want to make your writing to be relatable, you need to truly know what you're talking about. You need to maybe experience it yourself. So this poem feels too close just to be like something he wrote one day as a female.
Yeah, I mean, I have tried to write from a male perspective. It wasn't good. I mean, it was too it was different. Even if he were writing from a female perspective, and this woman was close to him, I mean, you can feel the distance to the emotions when you feel them, and when you write about them. If someone tells you how they feel, it is so different. When you read this poem, you can feel the emotions. You can feel them. You can identify with what the narrator is telling, because we have all been in that situation. We've been all in that position in which we can't, just say how we feel to the other person. um, and even now that the society is not as repressing as the time, but I sincerely don't think this is a woman talking.
So to sum this up, we just want to ask you a question, like, who do you think is the true narrator of this poem? Was it Dryden? Was it a pretty close friend of him? And most importantly, do you think it was truly written from a male written female perspective, or it was truly a male perspective? So yeah, we would really like to know what's your opinion about all of that. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you.